Felix Robertson. My grandfather, John Robertson, was a native of Ireland. His father was a native of Scotland.
The Robertsons likely came from Perthshire, ancient Highland ground where clan loyalty once meant survival. By the early 18th century, that world was collapsing. British rule dismantled clan society. Land was seized. Customs were suppressed. For many Scottish families, survival required departure. Ulster, Northern Ireland, offered land and a temporary refuge. The Robertsons were not alone. Thousands followed the same path.
I am unable to state the time of my grandfather's removal to North Carolina, nor my father's age at the time, only that he was quite young.
The British experiment in Ulster failed. Poverty returned, pressure mounted. Across the Atlantic, America promised something different. Cheap land, religious freedom, distance from authority. North Carolina welcomed them.
When they moved from Virginia, they settled low down in North Carolina, and in a few years moved up to Wake County.
In the mid-18th century, Wake County was not a town. It was considered the backwoods. Scattered farms, creeks instead of roads, no courthouse worth the name. Settlers were overwhelmingly Scots-Irish and German. Both of James Robertson's parents died while he was still young. 8 children remained, and a 320-acre farm. The burden fell to him. He became head of the household not by ambition, but by necessity. Responsibility came early, and it never left. At 26, James Robertson married Charlotte Reeves, daughter of Mary Jordan and the Reverend George Reeves.
My impression is that my father never went to school. My mother, after their marriage, was his sole teacher. His education was limited. He was a ready writer, but wrote a bad scrawl and spelled badly.
Elizabeth Cheatham. I remember him as unusually quiet and thoughtful, and full of the cares of his business.
Strongly built, broad shoulders, heavy brows, shading pale blue eyes. A man slow to speak, careful in judgment, known not for display but restraint. Life in rural North Carolina grew intolerable. Sheriffs inflated fees, court clerks manipulated costs, land agents twisted titles, taxes rose, services vanished. Justice became something purchased. The settlers did not call themselves rebels. They called themselves regulators, men who believed they were restoring lawful order where corruption had replaced it. They were at war with local government. Hillsborough lay just 30 miles from Robertson's farm. It was the seat of the government. When the courts failed, everyone felt it. Officials were dragged from benches, homes were ransacked, men were beaten. Out of collapsing authority and corrupted courts, Robertson chose a different answer. He would look west, over the mountains, before British authorities took action. Soon after his departure, then British Governor Tryon sent his troops to put them down. They were shot, hanged, and dispersed.